Hello guys! So in this video, I'm going to share my first impression about this new class, Fletcher. So first things first, this is just my opinion. There will be a lot of viewers or players who will not like my opinion. You have your own opinion as well, and there's nothing wrong with that. So let's be clear on that matter. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say about this class will not be liked by a lot of players. So the first thing that I'm going to say is that this class is actually for heavy spenders and wells to play, because this class is a DPS class. Okay, so in this game is CP based. You cannot be a DPS in this game if your CP is lower than your target. If let's say my CP is 16k and my target is an 17k or an 18k player, at that moment I cannot be a DPS. Okay. There's no such thing. So this game is heavily on CP based attack and defense. So there's nothing much complex about this game. So it's just all on AP, attack power, and defense power, and that's it. Then there's no such thing as a support DPS for the F2P and mild spenders. I mean, this is something that I don't understand, that other players are talking in Facebook groups. So this is not true. There's no such thing as support DPS here in this game. So what will you do? You hit the enemy, debuff him with negative 30 AP and negative 30 DP. So is that the support DPS that you are talking? So in a clash, right? So if you're in a situation where you are clashing with an opponent, the wheels will just kill you without them even targeting you. You'll just be hit by their AoE and you're dead. So where's the support DPS there? Okay. Basically, if that's the scenario, you'll not be able to perform what you call your support DPS role. Okay, so third is that this skill, in my opinion, is a range class with a decent amount of iframe skills. So this is the one thing that I've noticed about this class. So if you check her skills, his skills, yeah, forgot this one's a male class. So even this one, this one is a super armor in an open area. This one invincible, anti-grab. Then 2 charges of super armor again. Another 2 charges of super armor. Another invincible, anti-grab. And another super armor. So this is a crazy range class. He has a lot of super armor. If you check Primrose, that is a melee class, and yet she doesn't have a lot of super armor skills. So that's a very poor class. Unlike this one, a range class with a lot of super armor skills. So how crazy was that? Then, so the mobility skill mechanism for this class are designed for evading and not for chasing down an enemy. Yeah, so he has some mobility skills here. This one's for evading. This one also, anti-grab. So, this one, actually, you can control to go forward. Yeah, but it's not actually, even if you can control it to go forward, it's not really something that you can use to lock on a target, then somehow disable them when you're chasing down an enemy. So this skill is not like that. So it's basically still designed for evading. Okay. Oops! My goodness! So I'm talking about this skill. So yeah, there's that. Then moving forward. So PvE, I guess it's decent. I can't really tell whether it's a top tier or what. All I can say is that he's got some good rotation. So you just need to take out those skills that will cause him to run away from his original spot. So for PvE right now, I'm using this skill rotation. Actually, once you enhance this skill, Volley of Judgment, so minus 2 seconds cooldown, and also this skill, minus 2 seconds cooldown, then maybe you can take out this one. This one is a quite a slow charging skill. So maybe you can take out this one if there's no dead time. By the time you can unlock those minus 2 seconds cooldown. I believe this one's also a good PvE. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. So that's it for PvE. It's decent, but I don't think it's a top tier type of class in PvE farming. Then rank arena. So whenever I assess a class in terms of rank arena, I always use Hashashin as my basis. Because right now, I think Hashashin is right there on top of the food chain. And right now, the only class that I think has a decent amount of chances of beating Hashashin is Void Knight. Because Void Knight can hit and run the Hashashin. So, one thing that I have to ask myself, can this class has a good chance of beating Hashashin? Let's say 2-1 good Hashashin versus 1 good Fletcher, who will win? I think the Hashashin will still win because Hashashin that class is dope. It's got some crazy iframe activated during rank arena. So that class is dope right now. There's no way you can beat that class. So I think Fletcher for me is just above average. He can defeat most classes, but not that class that you can say at the top 2 or top 3. So the third one is Ramones. So now I have these factors here during Ramones. Number 1 is your mobility to collect orbs. And for me, this class is negative. I don't see that type of mobility from him. So one good example is Titan. Yeah, so Titan mobility like that. Or other runners out there. Mobility to evade enemies. So for me, it has that mechanism for positive, but not much. Yeah. So one good example of mobility to evade enemies is Raven. So Raven or those runner classes that we have, Void Knight or Titan. Let's say you have a big points in your head, you have a big bounty in your head, and the players are chasing you. So for me, he has a chance of evading them, but not that much compared to those classes that I've mentioned a while ago. Raven, Titan, Void Knight. So those classes. Mobility to chase down or finish an enemy. So again, this one for me is negative. Like what I said, his mobility skills are designed for evading, to get away from an enemy, and not for chasing down an enemy. Second, anti-grab skill mechanisms for me, it's positive. So it's got some invulnerability skills or jumping skills. So grab is important in Ramones because Ramones is, as we know it, is only 3 versus 3. So if you grab one of the enemy, then suddenly it becomes a 3 versus 2 scenario. That's why grab is important. Then Lagos hit play, last hit play. So for me, it's positive. So it's got some interesting nooks to last hit Lagos. Right? So if we check his skills again. So this one's good for anti-grab, super armor. This one definitely anti-grab, jumping and invincible. And good for, I guess, good for last hitting Lagos. See that? 650%, 3 hits. Okay. Then another invincibility, anti-grab. Yeah, so that's it for this Ramones, how I see this character's impact during Ramones. Then Guild War, actually Guild War doesn't matter as long as you have high CP, then you're good. Actually, this one is rule in all classes. So if you have if you have a high CP, then you're good. If you have a low CP, then you're bad. That's it for Guild War. There's nothing complicated in Guild War. And of course, you need to have high amount of black pearls to just keep on reviving. And then Node War. So again, like what I said during the beginning of this video, this one's best for high CP players. So if you're a high CP player and you're using this character, definitely you'll be good in pushing out enemy. You just go there out in the field and just kill whichever you see while moving towards the enemy base. Then wrecking some cannons along the way, hitting their barricades because you have a lot of evasive skills, skill mechanisms to get away. So you can just keep on hitting their barricade. Then once the enemy comes to you, then get away. So repeat, rinse and repeat. Then I think he is also a good artifact defender only if you are paired with a grabber. Like I said, he's got some decent DPS or nuke skills or high animation casting skills. And that's it. I hope you enjoy using this class. But personally, I don't recommend this on F2P or mild spenders like me. So right now my main is 16,200 and my guild that I belong is playing on a tier 2 Node War where there's a lot of 17k CP players and above. So do I recommend that class to myself? Definitely no. I would recommend it if your CP is 17,000 and above. For me, that's the only way I can recommend this class to other players. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.